attachments and possessions. This is a difficult topic, but I think that it's overlooked constantly, and it is deliberately pushed aside by people in the lightworking community because nobody wants to deal with it, or people don't understand it and they don't want to admit that they don't understand it. And it is draining, it is dangerous. We are going to get in and we're going to get out. The truth of the matter is that dark energy is incredibly real, and that the planet Earth and the human experience really do seem to go hand in hand with the battle that goes on between light and dark energy. We see this in daily events. We see this with our growth. The challenge between high energy versus low energy. It's everywhere. When you deal with someone who has a paranormal attachment or possession or paranormal activity in their home, don't get out of your lane. If you're ill-equipped, don't try to handle it yourself. You will make it worse. If you are able to go in and help them, you need to make sure that you fully understand they are responsible for doing it themselves. We can only assist. We can only educate. When we intervene, we get this paranormal kickback. Agreeing to resolve the issue, to fight it, is taken very seriously by the darker energies. They don't want to be cast out because you or whoever is suffering is a food source. When paranormal activity begins, it is for the purpose of stealing your energy. Eventually, it runs the risk of becoming an attachment, which is latching on to your, you could say, energy field, your aura, your person, so that this thing is no longer in your house, messing with you occasionally and feeding off of you occasionally. It is now latched on. It is feeding off of you full time. Now, when we start talking about possessions, we're talking about this thing getting in. And once it is in, it can be incredibly difficult to get back out. One of the other important things to understand is that they are intelligent. It's not residual haunted energy. We normally see a problem begin in the home or attached to an individual, and then it spreads throughout the house. So the first ones that get attacked are typically the animals. You may see that all the fish have died. Maybe the dog has started to pee in the kitchen. Animals won't go in certain areas of the house where the activity is coming from. After they attack the animals, they typically go to any men in the house. So what we would typically see with the men in the house is what would look like mental illness, drug and alcohol abuse, anger, rage, deterioration. Next up are the children. What you would see is a resistance to sleeping at night in their beds. Last in line are the women. When we see this happening with the women, it's usually a mental and emotional attack because everyone else around them is being affected. So why are we seeing such an increase with this? People are feeding it. If we have a paranormal problem, it doesn't mean necessarily that we conjured it. We could have moved into a house that had a paranormal problem. Working in a workplace where the land has a paranormal issue. You know, someone next to us at the office may have a paranormal problem. Maybe you went on one of these paranormal tours with one of these clowns running it, and they don't know how to protect themselves. They're certainly not going to protect you. They're making a ton of cash. You're bringing it home to your family. Why I'm seeing such a major increase out there is due to the fact that people are feeding negativity, and you can only feed negativity for so long before you develop problems like this. Hatred, paranoia, fear. The other reason I see such a major increase is that people are polluting other people in their energy field, and these people unwittingly are absorbing it. Signs and symptoms of attachment or possession. Number 1, you feel chronically exhausted. Number 2, mood swings and impulsive behavior. Number 3, a deep sadness, feeling disassociated from loved ones, and paranoia. Number 4, hearing inner voices. Number 5, reflecting back on your own words or actions and thinking, was that me? Number 6, the blackouts. 7, addictive behavior. Number 8, having poor memory or feeling confused a lot of the time. Number 9, heaviness in your chest or your shoulders. Number 10, sudden onset of anxiety, depression, or nausea. Good. Number 11, sudden onset of phobias, panic attacks. Okay, number 12, nightmares. Number 13, a sensation of being watched. 14, areas of cold in your house. What can you do? If you are not familiar with how to fix something like this, I do not recommend that you try to do it on your own. You are going to want to be very careful about who you reach out to for help. Number 2, be involved. You cannot call someone to rescue you from this. And you have to understand that it is about your willingness and your readiness to fight. Number 3, that you do not digress. If you are going to fight it, fight it. Boundaries have got to be set. You can't go down with the ship.